Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Jillian Ginta, and I will be guiding our class together with you. And a couple of notes before we begin our practice together. A reminder that this is your practice. You get to decide if you move, how you move, or what level of participation you'd like to have in our class together. So over the next couple minutes, we'll spend some time making sure that we all feel as comfortable as we can. I see a lot of new faces. If you're brand new to yoga or to movement of this style, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. But we'll go ahead and just start by deciding how you want to have your mat set up in the space. So for example, I have set mine up. I really like having the short edge of my mat against a wall. Helps me feel a little bit more at ease in my space. You might choose a space in the room where you're able to see the doors or the windows, and go ahead, take some time. We also have the option of setting up in a circle if you enjoy seeing the participants around you. I've set the lights to about 70% light. The lowest they will get in this practice. As we go through, we like to end with a final relaxation that I'll talk some more about. I'll take them from 70% to about 50%, so it won't get too much darker in here. Give me a moment of consent if you're okay with that. Just give me a thumbs up or something that feels appropriate to you. Okay, good. And finally, just check in with your body. I have our thermostat set. I can move it up, I can move it down. Just let me know if this temperature feels about right for you. We will be moving. It is a movement class, but we're not going to be jumping around. So the warmth that you feel right now, maybe you'll get a little bit warmer than this. Okay, I see some good incoming feedback. And finally, just another way of helping me guide our session forward, totally optional vote to give me some additional information. We're going to do hand over heart, numbers 1 through 5. Let me know if you feel comfortable. We're not voting just yet, but our scale 1 through 5, our first round is going to be the amount of anxiety or maybe that hyperactive feeling that I feel right now, okay? So if it's comfortable, close your eyes. If you're not closing your eyes, just be aware maybe other people will see your vote if you're not closing your eyes. And just take your hand over your heart. 1 is no anxiety at all. 5 is crippling. So take a moment to vote for yourself. Hand over heart, we'll close our eyes. Nice, thank you for the information. Keeping the eyes closed, lower the hand, blink the eyes open for a moment, and we'll have the opportunity to vote again, this time on how much of an influence depression or heavier feelings, heavier body experiences are feeling right now. Invitation to close the eyes or look downward, and taking a moment to vote hand over heart, taking in that feedback from you. Thank you so much if you voted, lowering the hand down, blinking the eyes open. So again, if you're brand new, my name is Jillian. Please just call me Jillian. I use the pronouns she, her. If you forget, doesn't matter too much. My goal for our class today is to create a really safe space where you feel welcome, where I've tried my best to groom out some of the triggers that would normally occur or that could occur. If I happen upon one of yours, please come up and tell me. I love getting that feedback from you. I love having that opportunity to get to know how to better serve you. So over the course of our practice together, we'll spend about 30 minutes in our space. The first 10 or so are going to be gentle movements. We'll spend most of our time seated. After our 10-minute mark, we're going to move into a portion called somatic experiencing. So if that's a brand new term or a brand new concept to you, all it is a series of prompts where we will start to explore sensations in our bodies, since we know that often traumas can get locked up inside and kind of start to make a home in our bodies. So we'll spend about 10 minutes doing that. I'll explain more as we go into it. Prepare for some unusual questions. We're practicing building resilience to sensations in our bodies during that portion. The final portion of our session together is going to be a relaxation. So again, at the end of our class, you will be invited to move your body if you've become uncomfortable in the shape that you chose for your somatic experience. I'll give some options at that time. Some people like to lay flat on their back, but you will be invited to stay in whatever shape feels supportive to your actual relaxation in your body. So with that, I'll invite you to start to find a shape that allows you to sit with your spine tall or lie down with your spine tall. I've placed a block underneath my hips since that is a help to me. And another invitation is to start to tune into your breath. And just notice what it feels like to breathe right now. I sometimes will enjoy closing my eyes in class. If I'm not ready to, if you're not ready to, we might instead just take our gaze down toward the earth, as if we're allowing ourselves to come down out of our minds and into our bodies. So throughout our practice, I will spend a lot of time looking down at the earth. As you move in your body, feel free, or you're invited to feel free. I won't be looking for anything in particular. I'll be looking down at the earth. And start to find that breath that feels comfortable to you. I notice in my body that I'm feeling a little bit of a gathering sensation up in my chest. Knowing that that's okay. And start to notice what you feel, where you feel. Invitation now to start to inhale, lifting the shoulders closer to the earlobes. I'll exhale and release my shoulders toward the ground. I'll take a couple more of these breaths, inhaling up, exhaling down, and maybe enjoying 5 more of these. And so my encouragement to you as we start to settle into our class is that each of us gets to decide how much we move, if we move. And I'm so curious, and you can certainly answer aloud if that's within your realm of comfort. What do you feel as you move your shoulders? In my body, I feel a little bit of tension in this area in my traps up here. If you'd like a little bit more, I'll start to involve my arms more. Inhaling, I'll reach my arms. Exhaling, I'll lower down. And so as we take a few of these together, I see different folks in the room lifting their arms. You are invited to move your arms as much or as little as you like. For my next inhale, as my arms raise overhead, I feel in my body that I want to take a pause here. And just noticing as you reach the arms, if there are any desires that arise in your body, maybe you want to feel that stretch sensation. Maybe you want to back off from the stretch. Take a time to notice how much or how little you want to feel in this shape. And I'll keep one arm raised. It happens to be my left arm. On my exhale, I'm coming into a side bend. And if you're joining me, just tune in. What do you feel here? I feel a lot of sensation in my lower back. Again, option to respond in class. Inhaling, I'll reach both of my arms up. Exhaling, finding whatever is the other side for you if you're joining into this movement. And again, our shapes look however they look. No judgment in this space. Simply having an experience. And I'll come through both of those movements one more time. My inhale brings my arms overhead. I might exhale over to the other side. And be a little bit quieter on this one. Invitation to take a moment and just notice where you feel sensation. See how much attention, how much awareness you can give to your own body here. I'll start to move on to my other side. Inhaling up, willow treeing over. And I'll take about 3 breaths here, noticing how these sensations feel now. We have about 3 breaths. On my inhale, I'll reach back up. And I'll settle my hands into my lap. I don't know about you, but my arms were getting a little tired there. Relieved to be a little bit more comfortable now. So invitation now is to tune in and just notice how things feel. My invitation, my challenge to you is to see if you can tune into your body and notice 3 different sensations. And you can call them out in our class as you find them. I'm feeling feet on my mat. I'm feeling that place where my block is touching my body, feeling really heavy here through the hips. And the air conditioning is kicked on, so I'm feeling that especially on my left arm. So do know that if you're having some difficulty feeling sensations, that can be a really normal experience. Many of us in this room together are going to have those same experiences. While we're seated, we'll take one more shape before we shift into the next phase of our practice together, which will be our somatic experience. But for now, while we're seated, I'll start to just move in my spine. I might inhale, lifting my chest higher. As I exhale, curl my back over. And I'll start to move with my own breath. I enjoy inhaling, lifting my chest. I enjoy exhaling and curling my back. If you're participating in these movements, find a way of tuning into your own breath or simply moving in a way that feels good to you. noticing where you feel those sensations come up. I'm feeling my lower back. Anyone else in the space feeling their lower back? Yeah, a couple of us. Anyone feeling one side of their low back more than the other? Mine is my left. I'm taking a few moments, 2 breaths, or maybe like 15-ish seconds. We're playing it loose in here. Do a couple more of these movements if you're participating. Knowing that any shape that you find yourself in, even if it's not the shape that we're making, that's okay. And I'll start to come back to my neutral with a nice straight spine. We're starting to make our transition into our second portion of class, which is that somatic. Somatic just means body. That somatic experience that we mentioned a little bit before. We'll spend about 10-ish minutes on it before we head into our final relaxation together. So we mentioned that our cues will be a little bit abstract. What we're using this for is simply practicing feeling sensations in our body and staying curious with them, building a tolerance for them. So personally, I'm not one of those super let's be best friends with our bodies. If it arises naturally, awesome. If not, we're just building some tolerance for having a body. So again, you are welcomed right now. If you're uncomfortable in your shape, or if there's another shape that feels better and more supportive to you, take a few moments to shuffle around, find that shape that best suits your body. I'm going to just shift around on my block. I'm going to stay seated upright for this. Take a moment. And so as you get settled back in, whether you're seated upright or reclining, I see a few different shapes in the room. Good choices. Love seeing your choices. Let's take a moment to start to tune into our bodies. And for the purpose of our exercise today, we are going to observe into our bodies. We'll start to look around for different sensations we're able to feel. Looking around for some kind of emotional experience that still has a residual charge in our body, a little bit of residue left behind from some kind of emotional event. Doesn't need to be level 10, it can be something closer to level 5, but something nonetheless that still has some charge to it, a little bit of residue. And so since we're in a group together, this will be an internal experience. We won't be sharing this since we are in a group. So this is an internal experience just for you. Finding that space in you that's asking for your attention right now. And as you find that sensation in your body, I'll encourage you to get curious about it. As you tune in, take a look at it. What color is that sensation? And so we'll give some space between our questions for information to arise. Maybe something comes up, maybe you find a color, maybe you don't. No judgment here, just staying curious. And now we'll walk a little bit closer to it. Notice its size. And as you peek into this sensation, notice what size it is. In your body, does it seem to be touching any other bones, any muscles? Staying curious here. And then as if you were going to reach out and touch it, take notice of its texture. What kind of texture does it have? Feeling along for its texture. Maybe noticing what kinds of borders or what kind of boundaries it has. Becoming curious about this sensation that resides within you. What kind of temperature does it have? And as we give our full awareness and our full attention to ourselves and to this sensation, we'll go in a little bit deeper, just to the edge. And as we notice this sensation, taking a moment to ask it, opening a dialogue now, if it has any wisdom to share with you. Is it performing a purpose in your body? Staying in curiosity, staying in wonder. What kind of purpose? What kind of wisdom does it have to share with you? And taking an opportunity now, is there anything that you would like to share with it? Is there anything that you would like to share with this part of you? Staying tuned in here. And are there any other messages from the sensation to you, or you to that sensory part, that would like to be exchanged now? Taking the opportunity to communicate if that desire is there. option to find out now if there is any need that would like to be met. Does this sensory part of you have any needs? Allowing for the possibility of information to arise. And are you willing and able to meet that need? Any answer is okay. And knowing that we'll soon be bringing our session with this sensory part of you to a resolution, start to offer your final messages. Tuning in, offering a little bit more attention, a little bit more focus. And as we move closer to concluding our practice, we'll take a moment to acknowledge that this sensory part of you is welcome. That we will return to it. Maybe even finding a moment of appreciation or gratitude for its presence. And in your own way, finding a way to bring completion to our time with that sensation, offering a see you soon, or a gesture of gratitude, anything that happens to feel right and honest to you. Knowing that this isn't the end. And over the next 5 breaths, we'll allow that farewell to take place naturally. Feeling that sensation, curious to see if anything has shifted, if anything has changed in its qualities, in its color or its texture. A couple more breaths as we start to mentally return to our space together. Maybe even taking your hands onto your body, seeing if you can feel your body, feeling your hands press into your legs. Maybe taking a moment to wrap your arms around your own body, seeing if you can feel the weight of your own touch. And we'll start to shift our awareness again and come into the next few minutes of our practice together, which is going to be our final rest. And so for our final rest, all that you need to do is find a position for your body, a shape that feels comforting, supportive to you. So you have a couple of options. You might choose to sit upright or go look out the window. You might choose to lie down on your back. If I choose to lie down on my back, I might keep my knees bent and let them just drift in toward one another. Or if my lower back feels okay with it, I might straighten my legs out. I will remain seated upright. And we'll keep our lighting the same as it's been for this portion of our guided relaxation. And as you start to relax, allow yourself to trust. My eyes will remain open, but cast close to the earth. I'll be seated on my mat for the duration of our practice, able to see our beautiful doors, our windows. So taking this time to relax. And we'll move again through this process of getting grounded. And by grounded, I just mean coming into our bodies, maybe feeling a little bit more at ease. And over the next couple of moments, allow your body to feel heavy. Take notice of points of the body that are contacting a surface below you. Maybe it's the heels of the feet. Maybe it's the bottom of your sit bones. Allowing the body to get heavy here. And we'll start to move our awareness around our bodies. As I name a part of the body, you might simply bring your awareness there and allow it to relax. Drifting the awareness up through the forehead, allowing the space between the eyebrows to soften. Awareness drifting into the eyes. Allowing the eyes to become more still. If it's comfortable, maybe even allowing the eyelids to close. And then moving your awareness through the jaw. Knowing that will often hold some protective effort in the jaw. Invitation to allow the jaw to gently let go of any holding, control, or tension that it's willing to part with. Drifting the attention into the chest now. Noticing the muscles on either side of the chest. Strong muscles. Worthy protectors. Option to begin to soften through the chest. And then drifting the awareness down to the hands. Option to ball the hands into a fist and give them a squeeze. And relax. Notice the thumbs on both hands. Drifting your attention into the tips of the thumbs. Notice how they become still. Drifting your awareness into the tips of the fingers. Noticing the gentle curl that they keep even as they relax. Palms of the hands soften. The wrists soften. And then inviting the awareness into the front of the hips. Strong protectors. Offering your hips the opportunity to let go of any holding, control, or tension. Strong muscles of the thighs begin to soften. The backs of the calves. And elongating through the arches of the feet. And then drifting the awareness up to the low back. Finding the weight of your hips. Strong, stable, anchored. I am able to create safety in my body. Beginning to drift your awareness along either side of the spine, softening the muscles in the lower back, the middle back, and through the upper back. Breathing, expanding the upper back. Breathing, expanding the tops of the shoulders. Allowing the opportunity to let go of any lingering tensions. Anything that the body feels safe to let go of. And then drifting awareness up the back of the neck. Softening along the back of the neck. all the way up to where it meets your skull. Awareness drifts back to the belly. Notice how easily the belly moves as you soften the muscles. Soft muscles in the belly. I am practicing relaxing my body. This is my practice. Beginning now, we'll deepen our breath. And as we deepen our breath in our bodies, maybe finding some sensation in the tips of the fingers, finding sensation down at the toes. And over the next several breaths, the next minute or so, we'll start to reawaken to our experience in our space together, in our bodies. And over those next several breaths, knowing that we'll start to make our way up to seated. If you're lying on your back, I'll invite you to gently start to roll onto one side of your body. Maybe tucking your knees closer to your chest. Maybe taking your arm that's on the ground a little longer to make a pillow for your head. And then using the palms of the hands, start to press your way up, finding a comfortable seat. And as we seal in the benefits of our practice together, I'll invite you to seal your palms together, noticing that sensation between the hands. Option here to bring the thumbs closer to the heart or gently bow your neck, acknowledging your beautiful body, your beautiful mind, so brilliant, and your radiant spirit. And so we'll close our session with a common greeting and that word that you may have heard in the past, namaste. It simply means hello and goodbye, or you can offer silence or thank you. My friends, namaste and thank you. Thank you so much for being part of our session today. Thank you so much for coming. If you have feedback or feed forward to share or an experience that you want to share, please come and seek me out. I want to hear all of your experience. And if there's something that you liked in particular or something that you found challenging in particular, please do come and share it with me. I will be around the room tidying for the next 15 minutes or so. So make yourself welcome, and I hope you'll join us next time.